The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, we review God of what? Oh, no, we don't. But we got something special planned for you guys. So stay tuned.
Shall we play a game?
Player to another.
Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the
Welcome! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that plans its episodes far in advance to make sure we have a great audio product for you. I am your audio master and definite planner, as well as timely man, Caleb.
I'm Joe.
I'm A4.
And today, guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, we have no plan, and we're just here. So, I lied.
Cool. This was a great episode, guys. Fuck off.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.
Did you start playing it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Zach.
Just died. So
Yeah, that's it. That's it, guys. I don't feel right about continuing the show with a host having just died. So.
we were trying to smuggle him back into the country after sending him back to Mexico through ICE last week. And in the process, he got shot by Border Patrol. So
Yeah.
we finally got one of them.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, they did whip him a bunch before he died, too.
Yeah, but he was like into that.
Yeah. And it was with the reins for the horse, too, in case anyone was wondering. Yeah,
He died as he lived, horny.
Yeah, poor guy.
What the fuck was I going to say? Yeah, what the fuck was I going to say? Oh, yeah.
You're going to say that he's throwing up and he couldn't make it today.
No, because...
We were all ready for a God of War review.
Yeah, all of us, in fact. Didn't you beat it recently, too, A4?
Yeah, I'm going to review it with you guys.
Yeah, where everyone, it was going to be a mega review.
An accidental Uber game.
Yeah.
God of War.
I gotta say,
PS2.
I gotta say my piece, man. I know there's gonna be. I gotta make sure my opinion is known.
That you like God of War and have played it many times.
Yes.
I think everybody knows that.
But I gotta reflect it in the scores. We only reviewed one God of War.
So are you gonna play some fucking bullshit where everything's a 10 out of 10 just to bump up the number?
I mean, how is it not a 10 out of 10? First off,
I can give you a few
Good
reasons,
question.
including challenge 10.
No, Schweiss. I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. You should definitely give all 5 of your scores right now, as you see them, and then we can give ours as like a little second opinion.
yeah, I would go probably 8, 9, 10, 10, 10.
Interesting.
Yeah, gameplay is probably it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm gonna
story.
give gameplay one. I'm gonna give gameplay for 1 point for every axis you're able to move.
So it's what, 8?
You may not go 45 degrees. You're only allowed to go in 90-degree increments in this game.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It's kind of especially when you're like balancing, that's when it's a problem.
Well, the balancing, yeah, but
You can't fucking go diagonal on like hardly anything, A4.
The one that was a
for,
real.
like, where you are.
Did you try to get all the chests when you were in Hades' level? Like go across all of those boards, dude. I was getting real.
Why?
Yeah.
Real mad. I was like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. Like I would get through one, and then on the way back it would fuck me, and then I would dude, I spent like 20 minutes on that, and I was like, fuck. And then right after you get the cunt pull.
Oh no wait. I was thinking of the Hades challenge where you're up on the rafters and the blades are spinning.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about the part where you're on the fucking.
That one had me yelling a little bit.
I thought I know what one you're talking about. The one with the barbed dicks that are rotating that you have to balance on.
Yeah. And sometimes it'll hit you, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm still holding on." It's like, "Oh, no, just kidding. You're not."
I like how.
Yeah, and I went out of my way to get the one treasure chest. Or no. I didn't go out of my way to get the one treasure chest off to the right, and I went to the left, and it gave me the checkpoint. So then I would have to go across like one of those things to get back to where I started, so I could go get the other treasure chest.
Yeah.
And then I would either die on the way back from getting it, which would checkpoint me all the way back at that like further checkpoint. So like it was, yeah. You're right. That part fucking sucks.
And it also sucked because one of them, if I heavy attack the fucking archer on the platform, he'll fall down, but he'll like land on the side of a pillar and he'll live for a second. And if I don't wait for him to like shoot and then fall to his death, he'll shoot my ass and I'll fall to my death while I'm walking across the fucking pillar. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah,
what
because
the
I like
fuck?
I like how Kratos is such a is such a tough, brave guy, but if he gets within a foot and a half of any blade, he shrieks and falls from wherever he's at.
Yeah, I was
He
gonna
doesn't
say,
even have to touch it. He just has to look at it, and then
Yeah,
he gets scared and he jumps.
I was
going
going
to
to say the other annoying thing is just getting hit causes you to meteor down to the earth at 5 times the speed of gravity, which is really fun on Challenge 10 when you're on a tiny little fucking platform and you have to and the 2 of those satyr guys are on there with you, by the way, so that's fun because they can just grab you and throw you off whenever they want. So that's a good time. Yeah.
I didn't do the
that. I love
challenges
God of
this
War.
time.
God of War.
I did watch the behind the scenes though, and I saw the bar log guy is there. He's just the I think he was the art director or something. He was,
I think, yeah, because the original one was David Jaffe's game,
yeah.
the dude who made Twisted Metal.
So he's the one that created it. But then after that, it was Barlog, which his name should be Balrog. He should change it,
Right.
Because it's already close.
I was about to correct you on that. I'm like, maybe he's talking about something else.
Yeah.
It was very funny watching the behind the scenes stuff for God of War, and it like David Jaffe is like the same guy now that he was back then, where he's just like, yeah, dude, we're gonna make this awesome game with all this blood and guts and whatever, and it's just like, but like now that's so like it's such a faux pas to be that guy, where you're like, well, we're making all this cool stuff for dudes that it's just like, man, 2005 was a different time.
Yeah, it was good times. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, some might say the best time.
Interesting.
What? We were a complete country in 2005. We had all but gotten rid of racism because, we had Chappelle's Show and all this stuff on TV where you could make fun of everybody. And we were all coming together for our shared hatred of Islam and the Muslims. We had something to fight for.
And then we elect a guy whose middle name is Hussein, and it all falls apart. All of it.
This is, by the way, Nude Clan brought to you by the Daily Wire Plus.
Yeah. Subscribe now with code Fuck Islam. Fuck Islam for 30% off.
fucking BHN46R subscribed and says, "Is this really live?"
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Can I change the video background so that I look like I'm in what's his nuts' studio? Who's that guy? Hypothetically, if you
Balrog?
No, fucking Ben Shapiro. I almost said Ben's. I almost said Ben's.
No.
I said, yeah.
So believe it or not, this riveting, snappy dialogue is live.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. The lack of silence is really what gives it its true nature.
I had
hear
you
the
turned down a
cuts.
bit for some reason. I just turned you up in the mix, so like on the Twitch end, so it should be
Okay.
Anyway, I know we had just talked about a ton of God of War, but what have you been playing this week, Joe?
I have been playing God of War this week
Yeah.
up until yesterday when I beat it. Kind of last
Oh,
minute.
spoilers.
Guys, I don't know what the fuck. I don't have fucking time in my life right now. I can't figure it out. Like, I'm just looking at my, like, throughout my day, I'm just going throughout my day, and I'm like, how the fuck did I do this before? How did I beat so many fucking games? I also just have a 40-hour-a-week job, but I guess that new, like, hierarchy of, like, priorities is, like, it's made it very clear. It's like, you will not be hosting a video game podcast, Joe. You don't have it. You can't do it.
You know, I know what it is. It was the same argument I had for Caleb Craig. The reason why he was such a joy, such a treat, was that he was still pure.
Oh,
And now
gross.
he's been tainted. The same thing could be said for you. Now, you weren't pure, but once you go long enough without it, and combine that with the fact that there was the certain awesome act was never performed, not the thumb in the ass, I don't know for sure, but
Okay.
something else. And now that that's happened, you are no longer pure, so you can't do it. You're not what you once were. You're like, you've lost your power.
Schweiss is suggesting that because I'm getting laid recently, that I can't be playing
You know what?
video games.
I miss the old Joe.
Yeah.
The old Joe also complained about having no time. It's not like that really changed, but I really don't have time now. I was like,
I was
dude,
trying to do the Kanye lyrics, but I forgot what the rest of them were.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I miss the old Joe, the not getting blown Joe. I thought I tried to make movies. I thought I was Joe.
Anyway.
Julico in the chat says old Joe who keeps drawing penises. I have a book full of those up there.
Yeah.
If you want to support the old Joe, you will please go to Indiegogo.com, look up Chicken Coop, and help us on the post-production for Chicken Coop. Hopefully Schweiss actually puts out this episode on time and not 20 days after we record it. 'Cause that would not be helpful
Yeah,
at all.
maybe Schweiss could actually put the episode out on time instead of me busting my ass on a fucking thumbnail only for him to not put it up the entire weekend.
Busting your ass. Dude, you fucking gave it to me like Friday when I was leaving for work. Now, Saturday I had a birthday party, and Sunday I
And
go
he
to-
never comes, he does not come back from work until Saturday.
Exactly.
Monday, until Monday.
Yeah, Monday
Yeah,
afternoon.
and now I've been
Yeah.
released from my cell. So yeah.
They don't have
right.
internet. He's just stuck in a fucking mail room, and they put out little pads for them to sleep 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Red Eric says a lot of whining going on in here. Yeah, without Zach around to like kind of like humble us, we'll all just start bitching now.
Yeah, because he's the brown
Shit.
guy, so he can humble us at any time.
Well, no, I just meant because he's the one who's always making fun of everybody. He kind of keeps everybody like in sort of a level pace, I guess.
Oh, I thought it was because
Because if I get too big for my britches, he'll strike me down where I stand because he knows that he keeps the balance of everything. He's the Thanos of this podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, so God of War, and then I did play the beginning of Parasite Eve, the third birthday,
Ooh.
which was fine. It was just pretty much just spray and pray and like do this like thing where you go into the beasts and then you blow them up. And apparently, I started it on easy because all I've heard is Schweiss bitch about this game. So I just wanted to make sure that I played it on the mode in which would cause me the least amount of pain.
Yeah.
Right.
I also heard that Schweiss did not level up anything in the little like areas to level up things. So I plan on visiting those and make use of them. And
I upgraded my weapons, but there's like a DNA strand thing that like I fucked with once, and I filled it up, and I'm like, okay, I don't care about this, and I guess that makes it a little easier. But it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Do you remember if the first, because it's the second time you played this game, do you remember if on the first time you played it, you also ignored it?
I'm pretty sure, because the first time I played it, it took me substantially longer to beat. I don't know how I was able to stand it. Because this last time, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this combat. And
when
then,
did you start running into problems, though?
Probably like level 3. There was one mission in there, and it was long, dude. It was like, I think I spent like 40 minutes on it when I was in Disneyland with the family one night, because I was like, oh, I'm still wide awake, I'll play a little bit, and I fucking died. I think I might have yelled into my pillow. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah,
Mostly
I remember that story.
Mostly the pillow scream is Dissidia or really bad.
Oh no, okay, no.
Really, really bad for that fucking Tactics Advance. That one I was...
The pillow scream, I'm pretty sure, was Dissidia.
Yeah. And this one, thank God, there's no save replay, like, hell thing. Groundhog's Day, save your replay. You want to save your replay? No. Do you want to cancel? Yes. Okay, do you want to save your replay? I was like, what? I said no, bitch.
It's like the fucking owl from Ocarina of Time, when the first time he's like, do you want to hear that again? And you say yes. And you're like, oh, God damn it. And the next time he's like, do you understand that? And you're like, no, because you think he's going to say... Yeah.
You bitch!
It is awful. I can attest to the Dissidia menu hell of like, did I save it or did I not? I'm so confused!
Yeah.
It's awful.
I haven't played Dissidia in a hot minute, but I'm pretty sure I remember that too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I did... I had to change one of the things that like made me late on God of War. Is I have completely changed my apartment over, where I was in one bedroom and then now I've switched to the smaller bedroom, and that took an entire day. Right?
How long did it take you to move that giant bottle of water behind you?
That actually took a little while, because I was like, oh, where do I put this thing? Do I get rid of it now? I've had it for like 13 fucking years or some shit. This massive poster of an Aqua Vista bottle that like fell down onto like University Parkway in Orem, and my friend and I were just like walking down the street. We're like, what the fuck? Is that a giant water bottle? Yes, it was, and I have kept it for years and years. Nice. I just kind of love it. I don't know what... Because
I've seen it before in your other setup, and I never really acknowledged it. Like, it never clicked in my brain. I'm like, he's just got a big-ass water bottle on his fucking wall.
You damn straight I do. Hell yeah, bro.
That's a funny story, though.
No, I love it. I love that water bottle. No, I got it in high school. That thing is old as fuck.
Yeah, 13 years ago, you would have been in high school, right? Because you're not that much younger than me. You're only like 31.
Oh, wow.
30?
Yeah. I hit that number pretty good. It was probably like 14 years ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, man. I love that water bottle. Anyway, I was moving everything over, and guys, I boxed away like all of my consoles except for the new ones. And
it's a good thing to do.
And then I've also and I had to buy some new totes because I have so many fucking consoles and so many fucking controllers. I have a tote that's filled with controllers and the few games I own because of UFF. And then I have another tote that's the consoles, and it's filled up. Like, fucking Xbox 360, PS1, PS3, PS4, GameCube, Wii, a Retron, and that's all in one fucking box. And I've realized now, guys, after this show is done, I'm going to look at what UFF has left. Any console that's not going to have to be used for that show, it's out. So I don't know who wants my consoles.
I mean, I'll straight up buy your GameCube, but, you know.
Yeah, but then I have to ship it. You know, pay for the shipping on that. I feel like it's going to be cheaper for you to just buy a GameCube nearby.
I mean,
possibly.
we are going to be flying your ass out for the final episode. That's
Yeah,
still the plan.
You could instead pay for the luggage on the way
Yeah.
back. You could have just come.
It's a fucking GameCube. I could fit that in any suitcase in the world. I could fit that up my ass. It's so small.
You could. You might be able to fit it on carry-on. You're right.
It's also literally got a handle, so like it could be a carry-on item.
I think I have 2 controllers with it. So
Either way,
You gotta-
I haven't had a GameCube in forever, and like those games are like increasingly fucking hard to find now. So I wouldn't mind collecting for it.
You got to think about the post UFF world, man. There's other ideas, other things that you might need.
there are
stuff for.
other ideas. Schweiss, I am not interested. In doing more than one podcast at a time. Godzilla and Nude Clan and UFF, I'll have to be done before I start something new. And then, no more video game podcasts. I'm fucking over it.
What if it's
so you're not going to be the Tails to me and Zach's Sonic and Knuckles.
No,
when we start
dude.
our Sonic
No,
retrospective
bro.
podcast.
No, not at all, dude.
Look, man, if we do James Bond, you got to do the games as well. You can't just if we don't, we're
But
just
then we'd have to do the books, and then we'd be like, oh, we got to do the spin-off books too, even though they're not the fucking same author. They're still technically James Bond books.
they were licensed.
It's a lot of fucking books, bro.
They were licensed to kill Joe
Yeah.
by having to read all of them.
I mean, I do have Casino Royale. I'm on chapter 3, and I have not picked it up in like 2.5 weeks. So
It's just, I just don't have time. I just
yeah,
don't. Like,
I mean,
like
it's-
this last 2 weeks, it's like, I can't, like, I think, here's the problem. It's like, so my priorities, right? I talked about this already. I don't remember if I did on the show, but the priorities are now, physical health is number 1. Number 2 is family and friend emergencies. Number 3 is my career. Number 4 is hobbies. So it's fucking like, after I fucking do the running training, and I've gone to work, and I've maybe spent quality time with someone or maybe not, then that's the hobbies that are left. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's hard to stay fit and have video games be a hobby and
Yeah.
have anything else going on.
Not if you play the right video games.
yeah, if you
play
play,
And
Dance
my
Dance
career,
Revolution.
my career also includes my filmmaking, so it's not just my work. So then I have to write, basically, or do something related to filmmaking before I do any of my hobby stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, so it really shrinks it fucking down, dude. It
Yeah.
really shrinks down, and I'm like, I can't do any more fucking 40-hour things, period. And I want to simplify, like, I'm still learning Spanish, but I'm doing it on top of other stuff. So I'm listening to Spanish audiobooks while I run. That's my overlap. So it's like I'm trying not to add anything to the day. So like these games, they're fucking, I don't know, dude. They're just fucking brutal. Fuck.
It's probably
time
good that
commitment's sick.
it's probably good that you put one of the longest Zelda games on your fucking on your bucket list.
I can't wait till it takes me 6 months to beat that thing, based upon
Twilight
the
Princess,
rate
it
that I've
will,
been going.
because that's like a 40, 50-hour game. Granted, I think when I played it, I think I tried to get all the hearts and stuff, so that definitely makes it worse.
Was mine Twilight Princess or was mine Ocarina?
I don't remember. I thought it was Twilight
I
Princess.
think yours was Ocarina.
Yeah, dick.
I don't know what Psycho. I don't know what
Pretty sure
Psycho
Twilight
did.
30
Princess was
hours.
on your... Yeah. I think you could beat Ocarina of Time in like a clean 15 if you don't try to get all the fucking art pieces and shit.
Yeah, it is
Also,
getting.
straight up, this month, April, like everybody wants me on every single one of the weekends coming up. And it's like, I don't know when I'm gonna play this fucking Parasite Eve. Oh! Like that's what it's becoming right now.
It's a PSP, bro. Just take it with you when you get downtime.
well,
It's like a nut you can play outside.
there is a there's the charger thing on this PSP. So I got like the charger for one PSP, but then the other PSP is the one I'm using. So the cord has to be like perfectly in there, and I'm never 100% certain if I can unplug the fucking PSP.
Well, if you ever come back up, I have a second
Oh
charger.
yeah, because your battery... Just order a new battery.
I'm not gonna order anything. I'm done.
Isn't it a 3000? Don't you have a 3000?
So the 3000 is the one with the bad battery.
I have a battery. You could borrow my Japanese 3000's battery.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't want
Fuck,
to.
though.
You don't want to borrow the Japanese 3000 though, because Circle is select, and I can't stand it. So that's why I'm glad I got my OG back.
I mean, Schweiss, don't worry. You're going to get all the PSPs that you'll ever want here in a bit. Because I think this is the last PSP game we have to play, right?
I think it is. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Birth by Sleep got ported to.
No more PSP.
PS4.
I can get rid of my original Xbox now because of the Master Chief Collection, and it's perfectly good, and I know it, so I don't need all my copies of Halo 2 and 3 that I have sitting around. Oh, man.
Fucking, this is the last PSP game, and then BHN46R in the chat says, and then they never saw Joe after this episode.
You'll see me. I just might whine about how I have no time every single week from now on.
yeah.
No, but like, the fucking marathon training is also like, bro, after this episode, I gotta go run 8 miles. And then Schweiss fucking makes us 45 minutes late with his dinner appointment. And
Sorry.
I want to choke him out. Like, Gah! Gah! So that also puts some dampers on things. But yeah, man, I don't know how people can be fit and play video games and have any other sort of anything going on. Like, you're literally just like work out, play games? Like, is that the pattern
Probably,
for the
yeah.
day? Yeah, dude. It's brutal.
At least that's what I assume the guys who play like Call of Duty are like. Like the ones that like they play is like Call of Duty or Fortnite. They have like 2 games, and one of them is always NBA 2K whatever.
My Saturday run was 2 hours and 45 minutes. And then
You
the
could've made that
drive
faster.
there and back. I don't know, because I actually like fucked up my calf last week, so I had to take it really easy.
Ah, okay.
So there was like, usually I try to like save some time on the downhills, like do a little sprint. And this time I was like, nah, I gotta do it. I don't want to fuck up my leg. I'm out here in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to limp my way back, because that will take way longer than just jogging slower.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, things like that. And then I'm tired the rest of the day. And then on like Saturday night, I had about 2 hours where I could have played God of War, and I'm like, I'm not even functioning right now. I just want to sleep on this fucking couch. And I did. I took a nap on the fucking couch.
Yeah, I mean, outside of playing like 60 hours of Theater Rhythm, which I kind of just did like whenever I woke up and I was like forced to watch/interact with my children, an act of defiance, I would just throw that on. So I did that a lot, and I don't know. I other than that, I kind of see where you're coming from, because like finishing God of War, even though it's only like an 8-hour game, that did take me a lot longer. And the only other thing I have going on is like, I mean, obviously I have my job and my kids and my family, but I got to watch those Bond movies. So like, there were days where I'm like, fuck, I got to watch a Bond movie every week, or I'm never going to finish these fucking things. And so it was like, well, I could beat God of War, or I could go watch the Bond movie that's due in my own mind. So I know it's a self-imposed thing, but I mean, so is the writing and the Spanish and all of that. It's just less meaningful for me. But so yeah, I know what you mean. I've started to feel that, like, and that's why I stay up so late on my days off. It's because I got to squeeze every ounce of the fucking time out that I can.
Well, now Saturday is girlfriend day too.
Yeah.
So that's also impeded on gaming time. But Sunday is usually the gaming day. But yesterday I had to move a whole fucking room over, so that didn't happen too much. I did beat God of War, but still, it was like, it was frustrating. In April, again, like, everybody wants me every single fucking weekend in April for something.
The way you worded it was funny.
No, like, so this Saturday, I'm on a panel at the St. George Arts Festival. And then the Saturday after that is my girlfriend's birthday. And then the Saturday after that is a family reunion thing where we're seeing Muse and Evanescence. And then the Saturday after that, which is the last Saturday in April, is a film festival that I'm going to with Drew. So it's like there's literally like every single fucking weekend is like stacked. So I can't just like. There was a part of me it's like maybe I could just like take a Sunday and just fucking like sit down, just do fucking 10 hours of gaming, just like something sick again. Like, you know, the 14 hours of 14 that we did.
Yeah.
Just like fuck it, I'm gonna beat Parasite Eve in a sitting. Just fucking sit there and just fucking like destroy my eyesight. I think that's also the other thing that I can't. So is like I work in front of a computer screen all day, and it makes it so that I really don't want to look at a screen when I come home.
Yeah.
So there has to be like some downtime in between the two, and it's just I don't know. And it seems like I get more migraines the more I have to look at a screen throughout the week.
That makes sense.
I don't know if that's I mean, no one knows what causes migraines, and also like my trigger has. I used to think I knew what
really?
it was, and then it's like. Yeah, really, A4? Yeah, really, it's fucking stupid. Like,
sounds like it.
It's something that like 15% of people have, and no one knows what the fuck. They're just like, yeah, these chemicals are excited, and it makes the brain do this, but they don't know what
makes
causes
the brain
that.
hurty.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's fucking atrocious. Like, why are we so behind on this science? Anyway. I love video games, but I don't see them being a big part of my life after, honestly, this show and UFF. I just might take like a fucking vacation. I might just be like, save, you know, dude, give me a week and I'll beat fucking 3 of these Kingdom Hearts games and get some.
I mean,
get some extra time.
They arguably weren't a part of your life before UFF, right? Not like a huge part, anyway.
I mean, obviously, I liked RPGs. And I would sometimes get stuck in them, but it was more of like it's like an every once in a while I would delve into a game like BioShock or something for like a week or two, and then come out of my hole.
Yeah. That's what I used to do too. Like I mean, I played a lot of games over the years, but I mean, when Joe and I first started hanging out, that's pretty much what I did. Like, I would only play a couple games when I had my PS3, and that was the highest end.
Well, it only had 2 games when it launched, so I mean, that's fair.
I didn't get it at launch. I got it for Resident Evil 5. But,
okay.
Like, my PS3 collection is pretty small, and that's part of the reason why, is because I didn't really play much until we got into League of Legends, and then we played that a lot.
Yeah, but that's also a social thing, like...
Yeah, and it's incredibly toxic.
In a good way, but also in a really, really bad way.
Mostly a bad way.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I've always preferred multiplayer games over single-player games.
Yeah, I mean, I love some single-player games.
Excuse me while I play 2,000 hours worth of fucking single-player RPGs for a podcast.
Yeah,
excuse me.
And you're going to play God of War Ragnarok, also single-player, but...
Yeah, so I mean, the first God of War was... modern God of War. I guess God of War 4 was sick. So I'm actually, like, looking forward to that.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. The Ragnarok is awesome. So the side quests are way better. And there's a lot of them. So it's taking
And
forever.
they tell you how to beat each and every one of them before you even get to them.
Yeah, kind of.
I could have used that for some of the original God of War. Could have used, like, wait for this spike because that way you'll get the biggest gap you can from one fucking pillar to the next fucking level.
Good news, the characters in God of War Ragnarok,
and then you won't have to cry.
Shut the fuck up.
You can
They
save
do not
yourself
shut the fuck
literal
up.
tears.
They will tell you the answer to the problem as you're solving it.
My God, that fucking pillar thing for the first 15 minutes that I was trying that thing. My God, it was like, fuck, it was awful. It was fucking awful, dude. How many times did that take you, A4? I mean, I have the trophy that says it only took me one time, but I know the truth.
Oh! You meant for the original God of War. I do have the trophy for beating it the first time, but it's only half the pillar. The second half is way more brutal. That took me a while.
Oh, the second pillar?
Yeah, the first pillar is like it's challenging but doable in one try. That second one's fucked.
The first pillar, when you're not ready for it, is Oh my god. Well, the thing is, I was ready for it on the second one. Like, for the second one, I was like, okay, I have now done a pillar. I think I can do the second pillar without fucking having a mental breakdown.
Right.
And I was in fact able to do that. I was getting really frustrated with the second one, but I was less frustrated because I was like, okay, I was able to get up to this section. I feel like I could. But like the first time, dude, with the first pillar, I was like, it was hell on earth, dude. It was.
I mean, you were literally in hell. So.
It was somehow worse than the fucking spinning spike dick situation for me. Like somehow it was worse than that.
No, it's worse.
But luckily, like with the spinning spike thing, there was like a maze situation. Like there was a lot of different paths. Here's what I did: I looked up a speed run to see what the fastest way through that thing was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I just know I gotta get to this point, so the shortest thing is this. So it was like way less like mentally like hell on me.
Yeah. The last boss killed me a bunch of times too on normal. He just goes real ham and then steals all your fucking health.
You're like barely able to fucking hit him. There's like if you do a combo at like just the right time, then like a QTE starts, and if you beat that QTE, then you get to do a ton of damage to him. And you share a life bar for some reason. Like,
oh my god, that quick time event was so awful for me. I had to do that over and over again. Now, I played on bitch mode because the game was like, you suck at this thing. Would you like to play it on an easier mode? And I clicked yes.
Yeah. Another thing they stole from Devil May Cry.
So, like, that guy, getting him down to health wasn't that bad, but actually, like, doing the combo, dude, I can't fucking do those things in any game, period. It's like, I don't know what I'm worse at in gaming, if it's platforming or if it's fucking quick time events with button mashing. Like, I can't fucking, like, literally, that mashing down on the circle thing, like, that speed at which you have to do it with that final boss, I could not do it with just my thumb like that. I had to, like, position my hand and do, like, a slap at the base move in order to fucking do that. And then the QuickTime thing would be up, and so, like, my hand would have to switch positions, and then, like, I still have, like, the mental, like, lag between, like, triangle, top button, like, that conversation going on between my brain and my finger. It just, my god, I'm just not made for those. I just can't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that, like, that quick time event is literally the only way you can reliably damage that boss.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you will just restart it over and over and over and over again until you get it right. There's no way to kill the boss without doing that correctly. And I looked on Reddit to see if anybody else had problems. Not on Reddit, just Google, and it was a Reddit post. Someone else had completely, on GameFAQs, I think it actually was, it wasn't Reddit, had completely given up on the game at that final boss because they were like, I literally can't do it. I've been at this for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad for me, but I was, like, pretty close.
Yeah.
I was also streaming the game on the PlayStation Plus Premium or whatever, and the internet connection sometimes just kind of, like, bugs out, and they will fucking quit out the game on you.
Jeez.
And I was like, dear God, tell me I don't just restart this boss over and over and over again, and then the internet goes out. Like, that was my biggest fear, like, that I couldn't get the fucking QuickTime event thing, and then have to, like, restart it because the internet went out. Like, that was, oh my god. The idea of that was terrifying.
There was a part in the area where you fight the giant guy, where the dude that you shoot the wood through. Like, you shoot him with
Oh,
a
the
huge-
Minotaur.
Yeah, the Minotaur. Right before that, where I had my PS3 on its side, like standing upright, because that's how I've always done it. And the disc started getting real loud, and I had to do the Minotaur challenge, like where you kill everything in that area, and then a couple things after that, like 4 times, because it kept glitching. And then I laid it down on its belly, and it was fine.
The Minotaur was also the other QuickTime event that I was also almost in tears by. Because that had to do with the flicking thing. I don't know if you remember this in the group chat. I was like, how the fuck do you do this flicking thing? It like gives me the direction on like where to flick the analog stick in order to do these fucking combos.
Yeah.
And it was fucking, dude, it was impossible. I'm like, what the fuck?
You just gotta go out to the side and then do the little the motion.
My poor neighbors had to hear me going, cut! Fuck! 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 Cut! Cut! Fucking you fucking cut! Fuck!
That'd be so funny if
that was
someone
me
knocked on
during
your...
every quick time event.
That'd be so funny if someone knocked on your ceiling like right now.
I'm here. My God. Anyway, more on that next week.
Yeah, hopefully, as long as Zach doesn't have explosive diarrhea or something.
If Zach can get back in the country, we're good.
Yeah, I think Zach's just like delaying it so he can get to Live Alive before I even like think about the game. He'll just beat it.
Yeah,
They finally announced that's coming to.
They
finally announced that's coming to PS4, PS5, and Steam. I think.
It would be great if it was coming to cheaper. Yeah. I would love for it to come to $30 or less.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if in the year 2023 they remastered it for $30 or less?
Yeah.
In the PlayStation Store? I would love that. But right now it's still only available in $60. It's really painful.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to that purchase.
Yeah, I feel
Another plug. If anybody lives in Cedar City for some reason and is a listener, you know what? I have a room for rent. Please come rent it so I can pay for these fucking Live Alive games.
Yeah.
Please come live alive with me so I can...
Please, $400 if you're willing to share the room with someone else, and then $550 for private. So... Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal.
So you're playing Real Estate Simulator?
I already beat that for this podcast years ago.
Yeah.
What else,
I'm not gonna
is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
All right. Well, you can take your time with the third birthday, because I have been playing Parasite Eve, the first one.
Yeah, it's definitely...
No. Are you really going to do a playthrough of all three?
Yeah, I bought them all.
Oh, that first one's long.
It ain't that long. It's like 8
9
hours.
Yeah, it said like 9 hours on how long to beat.
Oh, in my head, it's very long.
Yeah.
In your head, everything is very long.
Yeah. When you got to download somebody else's save file, I'm sure it does feel real long. Just to beat it, you fuck.
Oh, wait, is that what they were referencing in the chat?
Probably, yeah. That one, okay. I like that first Parasite Eve game. I think it's good.
I'm liking it so far. I think it's cool. I'm only in like day 2. I'm in Central Park.
Nice.
Everyone at the amphitheater already turned into goop.
Nice. But, it's pretty violent.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 is violent.
Their eyes all like explode and shit.
3 is violent too, but 3 by the end I was very angry with. And then the story is just
it made
ass.
you violent.
The story is so ass in 3. It's such Tabata tomfoolery.
The story is ass in 1. Who the fuck are we fooling here? What fucking universe are we in where the first one had like, oh, don't you remember that flawless game, Parasite Eve? Don't you remember that flawless Square classic that clearly had no issues whatsoever throughout the
a lot of people like
of
Parasite Eve.
Look, you don't
shitty cutscenes, bad dialogue, bad English translation. The fact that you could just fucking there is no way to get stuck out of being underleveled once you get past a certain save, like actual problems with the games that I have had to experience, and then hearing you guys bitch about Parasite Eve 2, I feel like people just don't remember how bad those games are.
Look,
Red Eric in the chat. Sorry. Red Eric in the chat says Square Enix never made a bad game. Yeah, that's right. Everyone look away from Left Alive on the PS4 and Forspoken on the PS5.
Look, it's not... Why you gotta treat it like it's Legend of Dragoon, okay? It's not that bad. Alright, story-wise, like, that game's dog shit story, and the dialogue is so fucking ass. It's way worse than Parasite Eve ones. Now,
Like,
look,
I get it. It let your imagination run wild when you were a young teenager or a kid.
I just thought it was cool to have a gun in an
and
RPG.
in your head, it seemed great back in the day, but it's not good. It doesn't work anymore. It's just kind of like another
bro.
game that I've recently played.
What? Fuck you. You better not take that down to 1. Your pain is not worth lowering. I just hope it doesn't make you not want to play the other ones, because God of War 2 is like...
It made me not want to play 2 or 3.
Oh, dude, they're way
I have
good.
no interest now.
They're awesome games. Come on, even that soundtrack...
Soundtrack is great.
I'm assuming God of War 2 will be a little bit better, if only because, for some reason, like every single Sony-published franchise, the first game is either mediocre to good, and then the second game always blows it out of the fucking water. Like, every single one of Sony's like first-party published franchises. Crash 1 is dog shit, Crash 2 is good, Sly Cooper 1 is fine, Sly Cooper 2 is fucking amazing, Infamous 1 is fucking kind of bad, Infamous 2 is, like, incredibly good in comparison. Every single one of their fucking franchises does this.
So they're the most improved award for all the game developers. The most improved.
Yeah, God of War 2 is a great game. That's
why I'm like, that's why even though you're telling me that Jak 2 is like really hard because it doesn't have iframes, I'm like, but it might be a little bit better because they always do this. So maybe by the time I get to Jak 2, they'll figure out how to do a double jump in a platformer. But you know, I haven't played it yet, so who knows?
I mean, it would be nice if, like, Kratos would move in more than just a couple directions. That would be great. You seem to forget about that, A4, because you did bitch about it right after you beat it.
Did I?
You bitch about the same thing that I've been bitching about, and you're looking at me all fucking confused.
Wait, when you're on the ground. Are you talking about dodge?
When you're attacking... There are, like, literally, like, you're stuck with, like, it feels like 4 directions. It feels like you could only go 90-degree increments in terms of, like, being able to just, like, do an attack to the side or whatever. You can run around, like, relatively fluidly, but once you do an attack, you can't do a fucking 45-degree angle. Like, you can't go, like, this direction. God forbid there's a guy over there. You can't go that direction.
It kind of doesn't matter because the Blades of Chaos are like they're always in like sweeping arcs. So like
yeah, my favorite thing is like sweeping arcs. Yeah, my favorite thing is like when you're scaling the wall. Like literally, he's like he can only attack to his side or you attack straight down. It's hilariously. Come on, you complained about the same thing. Where is this coming from? Did you play the second one and forget about it?
No, I mean, are you only talking about the climbing bits?
No, I'm not only talking about the climber. That is a problem throughout the whole thing. With everything.
I don't remember complaining about that. So
anyway,
sorry.
And also the camera is a fuck sometimes in that game. It is.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah.
It is a cut cam. Cut cam is.
And I'm always trying to adjust it, but the right analog stick is the dodge stick. In that game, so it always makes me like dodge away from where I'm going. Yeah, I like Parasite Eve 1 so far. I don't think it's going to take me too long to knock out 1 and 2, and then I'll start Third Birthday. BHN46R in the chat was asking if anyone plans on checking out Resident Evil 4. I've also been playing the Resident Evil 4 remake, and it's really good.
Why would you need to remake the perfect game?
And I agree, because I did recently just play through Resident Evil 4 original again, so that would be fresh in my mind. When the remake came out, and they do change some things here and there, kind of like what they did with the 2 and the 3 remake, where even the 1 remake, where like they kind of mess with you just a little bit and add some new stuff here and there. But yeah, I mean, shouldn't really surprise anybody. This Resident Evil 4 remake so far is really, really good.
Yeah.
Can you move and shoot?
No, you can't.
Okay, I won't be playing it.
Sorry.
So when I hold a real gun, I can move and shoot if I wanted to.
I'm pretty sure you can't move, I'm pretty sure you can't move and shoot in the other Resident Evil games either. Like 1, 2, and 3, you can't do that. You have to stand where you are and shoot.
Yeah.
That's not a plus. I don't.
I'm just telling you, it's
I
a
could
series
move in
thing.
Resident Evil Village just fine. It's great.
Well, it was a first-person game, so
It's a goddamn first-person shooter. Even a
it's
third-person
a different play
shooter.
style entirely. It would be weird in a first-person game if you had to stop to shoot.
Yeah.
Third
It'd be
person
weird
is
in
a
any
little-
shooter game if you had to stop and shoot.
Well, because in third-person shooters, it makes a little. At least in that one, it made a little more sense because it was designed for the GameCube in mind, and you're not gonna aim with that little fucking C stick nub. So they probably thought like, okay, well, if we're gonna do this thing, then also because again, it's a Resident Evil thing where it's like, well, you stop and shoot in all the other games, so we'll keep it in this behind the shoulder thing. And then I guess later they had games come out like Gears of War that were like, yeah, you can move and shoot at the same time. What are you talking about? But it works for Resident Evil, I think.
Yeah, it adds to
but
the horror. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Can't get away.
I do. I really like the. I really like the remake so far.
Yeah, I tried to buy it, but I went to 3 different stores and they were all sold out. And then I decided, no, I don't need it. So now I'm just not going to buy it.
You should. It's good. Maybe when it goes on sale or something.
I'm not wanted. Apparently, the Target.
No, you're too slow. It's not that you're not wanted. It's that you didn't get to the store fast enough.
Target, Best Buy, Walmart, nah. I mean, GameStop has it, but why would I want to go in there? All that has is 3 video games and a bunch of video game merch.
I like how
merch.
there was an answer to your solution, and you chose to not take it.
I mean, after that, I had like the high had gone away, like the craze of like I need it, and then I was like, well, I did buy God of War Ragnarok for hundreds of dollars because I bought an extra copy and then gave Joe my digital download for like
Thank you, by the way.
$25.
Appreciate it.
And I bought the Hog Big Dick fucking here's your hammer edition. So like I was like, I haven't even beat that game, so I should probably play that game instead. And so that's what I did. After beating the new Devour map, of course.
I know what you mean though, where you kind of get yourself amped up to get a game, and then after a while you're just like, I don't need this.
It's like post nut clarity, but you don't actually know.
Yes.
You're like,
Yes.
You come down and you're like, I didn't need it. I'm good. What do I need? I don't need any of that. And then like the second I see it, I buy it like immediately. Like, oh shit, it's here. It's mine. And then after, I'm like, I didn't need it. Yeah, it's like one mega expensive game at a time. And I almost bought a Star Ocean PS1 game as well at the used game store because I still swing by there.
The second story?
I think so, yeah. It was like $50. And then, because I'm still slowly trying to collect the PS1 games. And Alex is like, well, why don't you get it then if it's like a rare one? And I'm like, yeah, but if I'm going to drop $50, I'm going to get Resident Evil 4. And that was what started it. And then I couldn't get Resident Evil 4. And I was like, well, I guess I just don't. I'll get a dick in the ass. I'll get nothing. So I didn't play that. I did think about playing Conan Exiles. And I actually did play it like 4 or 5 times this week.
I saw you were streaming it or something.
Yeah, I got some more slaves cooking on the wheel right now.
Hey, are you and Zach actually ever gonna fucking play anything with us?
Me? Who? Oh,
A4?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably at some point.
Yeah, I don't think I played Phaz with Zach like twice, and I think that's the only video game I've ever played with Zach.
I mean, I'm trying to remember what your normal nights are, because Sunday nights I'm busy.
Zach does do a 9 to 5, so Schweiss, you can't do the fucking like, who's here at 11:45 p.m. tonight?
Come on, pussies, wake up!
The same one other guy with the shitty schedule.
Yeah,
again.
Well,
come on, Jake.
When I work half the week, but like when I do work, it's 12-hour days. So like for half the week, I'm basically
wah, you pussy.
Okay.
For years, and look at me. Look how happy I am. Look how
Schweiss,
I eat.
Schweiss, I have switched my schedule over for Halo Infinite, but that does mean you have to make the other sacrifice of getting on earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I have it downloaded. I'm ready. I know which HDMI port to put it in now, so I can play the Xbox. I don't understand why they're like, here's 5 HDMI ports. You want to export from like through HDMI? Like, not really. Import, export. I don't know. It's like a fucking shipyard on that thing, man. You got all these dock bays with the fucking cargo ships from Tijuana and fucking.
You talking about the
China.
Series X, or are you talking about the?
I don't know what it is. Don't ask. I don't know.
What shape of rectangle is it? Is it a tall rectangle?
Does it have a disc slot?
Oh, I don't know. I think it does. I think it has a disc tray.
Then you have the X.
Which is retarded for a modern console. Why the fuck would you have a disc
Is it a tall
tray?
rectangle with like a mesh thing on top with like it's curved?
No.
Or is it a box?
It's a box.
It's a small white box.
Then that's the S.
It's not white. It's black.
Schweiss, there is a big circle on the top, but that's not a fucking disc tray.
Look, man, I don't know, okay?
I'm right next to it.
It just holds up my router holder,
That's
okay?
not a disc tray.
No, that's not the one. It's a black one. It might just be
But
an
it's
Xbox
not tall.
One. It might just be an Xbox One.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
I don't know
Because
how tall
did I-
is tall. I mean, my PS5 makes it look like a child's
Is it-
toy.
When you think of consoles, you don't normally think of them as tall. You think of them as like long or big. Tall is like a verticality element that they don't normally have, unless you're a psychopath like you who puts his PS3 on its fucking side.
And I like it saves space, man. And plus, if that disc tray is anywhere near my children, they will push the button and they will take the disc and they will destroy it. Trust me.
I was only asking because did I talk about during the Halo 5 review where the fucking Xbox One, the original Xbox One, the USB ports were on the back of the fucking console for some reason, which is the most annoying thing ever.
Yeah,
I don't have
you
an
bitched
Xbox
about
One,
it.
so I don't know. I've got an original Xbox, a 360, and then an S.
This one might be an Xbox One. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, man. The names are confusing enough. I can't be expected to know what ugly box I'm currently
Why didn't they
using.
just call it the fucking Xbox 2, 3, 4? Like, is that so hard to do?
PlayStation was doing that. Because they started off with the 360.
At
as the
360,
sequel
we're
console.
going to turn it around and make it worse.
Yeah.
Except it's not turning it around. It's a full revolution. That's the actual.
It's like Carl.
Like the
Malone
Nintendo
level.
Revolution, the same fucking...
I know. I'm well aware.
Hilarious.
Although to be fair, the Wii is like probably a better name. It's so
But
simple.
then they couldn't go with Xbox 3 because they did the 360.
And they couldn't go with Xbox 720 because that's the one that everyone thought they were going to do.
Well, everybody would be like, oh, it's 720p. That would be the confusion there.
Or
I bet
that, yeah.
I 100% bet that management had like a 4-day discussion about that shit.
There was
call it the
there was
720 and be like, no, you can't call it the 720 because it's 720p is what the 360 is at.
There's
We gotta be 1080 on this motherfucker.
There's a podcast I used to listen to, and around the time the Xbox One came out, they were discussing how stupid the name was, and the one guy was like, there was like an executive at Microsoft is like, oh, you know how people called the Xbox 360 the 360, like just the 360? They're going to call this one just the One.
The One. We'll put fucking Neo sticker on the top of it, too.
Yeah. I mean, that theory makes a lot more sense than literally anything else, any other theory as to why that console's called that.
Yeah, but they should have never made versions of it. You can't do
Because,
1S, 1X.
Well, and now they got Series S and Series X.
I don't even know what they mean. Still to this day,
Like
I don't know.
the Xbox Series V or what? Like what other weird letters can you fucking?
Is the
It's so annoying.
Is the Series S and X, are those the new ones?
Yeah.
Yes.
One
So
is
it's-
basically the slim version. It's the S.
Yeah, the S is like the
It has
cheaper
no
one,
disc.
and the X is like the PS4 Pro of it.
Okay, so that's the PS5
is
era,
pure-
though, right? It's
The S is purely
Yeah, well,
digital.
it's like the X is like the Pro version of the console.
but it is the PS5 generation, right?
Yes.
There's Xbox One, and then there's S and X, which are Xbox
Yes,
2.
those are the new generation.
Jesus Christ, man! Yeah, it's like a ghost.
no,
song.
the
I'm
Xbox-
I'm
That's
never
why
gonna
I-
remember it.
Schweiss, this is why I keep on calling it the Xbox Sex. Because it's just the S and the X, but just Xbox Sex.
Yeah.
What are you going to call it?
I don't
What are you
know.
going to call it?
I don't know. I'm not.
I have an
gonna-
Xbox S.
The next console they put out isn't even going to be called the Xbox anything. It's just going to be whatever the fuck Elon Musk's kid's name is, like X375 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Called Grinder or whatever the fuck his wife's name is.
he's gonna name his Sludge.
Grimes, yeah.
Oh, it's
Sludge.
Grimes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what it is.
That sounds like Scode. That sounds like Cody. Like his
Well, because she's
nickname.
like she's like a pop artist or something.
Yeah, we know.
So
I don't remember any.
I don't know.
of
I've never listened to her
either.
music.
Yeah, seriously. No, he'll probably just name the next one Joe Rogan.
But I don't know why Elon Musk would name it. He's not part of Microsoft.
No, I'm saying they're just going to call it like X and then a bunch of because the joke is that it starts his kid's name starts with X and then it's a bunch of random numbers, which is the only logical place you can go to after you go Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X.
You can call it the Super Xbox. You could call it the Xbox 5. Yeah, you could call it the Super X. That's not bad.
How mad would you be if they called it the Xbox
But
2?
there is something called the Super X is in Godzilla, so I feel like they'd have to copyright.
What if they just go back to the drawing board and they called the next one the Direct Xbox because that's why it's called that.
Yeah, I know why it's called that. Thank you.
Hey, did you know gaming? Hire me.
Don't do it.
I play Warzone. No, I do not. I do not play Warzone, by the way.
Do you guys have the immature response when looking through YouTube and looking at thumbnails and like someone has a story that you already fucking know, and then you just like you roll your eyes like, oh, what idiots! Why don't they already know that? Like someone had to make a YouTube video explaining blank to this person. I see that sometimes, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Because someone has to find out this information somehow. YouTube is a great place to do that.
I mean, yeah, but also it's like there are those stories where it's just like, yes, literally everyone on the planet knows that Super Mario Brothers 2 is Doki Doki Panic. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and yet there's probably like 12 video essays out there.
Yeah.
From some
7
guy.
hours long each.
Final Fantasy 3 and 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's Final Fantasy 2 and 3 is another good one.
Yeah, I did play Conan Exiles, though. It's still fun. I got 3 thralls cooking on the slave.
That's going to be our final game.
That is going to be our final game. I was looking at the Trello board, and that's why I bought the Parasite Eve games, because I'm like, I should probably still get started on these, because third birthday is my next fucking game.
I think Ragnarok
and I'm looking at the bottom of Conan.
I would like to play fucking Halo Infinity.
Oh no, that one's mine.
Infinite together. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was looking at that board and I saw at the bottom Conan Exiles, and I'm like, that's going to be like 100-hour fucking thing.
Well, yeah,
especially because it's like I have it on PC. You probably got it on PS5. I'm guessing it doesn't have like cross console play, right?
I have it on both.
I got it on both too.
Okay.
But I like
because we're gonna need to help each other to get through this game. There's no
the PC
fucking way we're doing that.
Better.
Oh, it's better. It hurts me because I like seeing my numbers on the PS5. That big ass chunk of hours spent. But Steam does the same thing, so I guess I can.
Steam does the same thing.
I can get over it.
Just think on your Steam replay for 2023, we can all have Conan Exiles as taking up like fucking 96% of our fucking year. Kind of like what happened with Elden Ring last year for me.
Yeah, or what happened every year.
It's like you played Elden Ring
years.
96% of the year, and then like the other 4% was Valkyria Chronicles because you had to review it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just my life, man. It's 96% Conan Exiles. Thinking about it, dreaming about it.
The other 4% is drinking.
Yeah, drinking. But yeah, I'm pumped for that. I mean, we got to play the campaign, obviously, and then we got to do some PvP. Like we got to build a PvP. And I here's what I imagine for PvP. Right, we start out on the map, and we just go and we just build our base wherever we feel like, and then we have to hunt each other down, find each other's bases, and then in the dark of night raid and kill each other.
Are you going to start a normal game and then turn it to PvP? Are you able to do that? Or
I can do that.
Start it separate? Okay.
I can do that.
It would be interesting if you give us some time, some time to build up our shit. Like, and
we'll make it like those stupid Minecraft videos that people do where it's like Minecraft Battle Royale.
Yeah, we can make it PvE for a little while. I mean, I'll nuke the server, and then after we beat this campaign again, my plan is nuke the server. We start out. Maybe we give ourselves like a couple weeks, however much time you can dedicate in that time to the exiled lands.
Oh, that's oh no,
guys! I'm at 700 hours.
Oh no,
guys! I found Joe's base. It's a bunch of sandstone in a square, Like literally just one tile of sandstone in a square.
It's
with a
just
door.
stairs that go on forever because Joe's fucking around with the fucking building shit. As
Well, we already
always.
did that anyway. We already built the stairs that lead up to the heavens.
Yeah.
Last time we played it on PS4.
That's true. That was fun. I was like, you
That
know
was
what?
great.
Let's do it, guys. And everybody gets on, and we just build this
That fucking video of you going, someone help me, and then there's like 2 frames where you're just like falling down.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it weren't you the one that, like, when you died, your head was, like, stuck in the map? It looked like you just fucking, like, landed and your head just went in the dirt. It's pretty funny.
No, that was you. You kept killing yourself in the mountain base, and like your like half your bodies were like T-pose, but also like bisected at the bottom, and your hair came off, so like your skull came off.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
I'm assuming that the PC version will not be that glitchy, but
No,
yeah,
it's...
I'm excited to play Conan Exiles again. It's been a couple years since we got in, and you know my wife plays it occasionally. I'll walk past her office and see her playing that, and I'm just like, I married the right one. I'm telling you. Like,
Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
It's
it's
like being married to Schweiss.
it's still fun, you know.
being married to Schweiss, but he's got a fat ass, and I love it.
I mean, I kind of do. I don't know if you'd love
but-
it, though. It's a little too fat.
You need more. Look,
I
Schweiss,
assume it
I'm gonna
has
put
a
this-
lot more hair than hers, too. So I'm not sure if you're into that or not.
Well, I could be persuaded. Let me put it this way, Schweiss. I'll put this as nicely as possible. You are going to need a lot more melanin in your system before I'm willing to fuck you.
Look, I think I get more tan than everyone here, except maybe Zach. Maybe.
Well, actually, it is funny because I forget where we were, but we were out somewhere, and because she doesn't get out she doesn't get outside and run or anything in the sun very often. So like she's almost as light as me at this point. And I'm like, damn, that's embarrassing, actually. Now, I look really white on the video because I have the ring light on, but, like, it is just funny that, like, our skin tones are almost the exact same. And it's just like, you gotta sunbathe or, like, something.
Yeah, like,
This is
what part of
embarrassing for
the
you.
Thomas Jefferson part of my fucking thing I put in the newspaper?
You
do
have
not
to go outside
understand?
and get... You have to go outside and get darker. Or I have to start treating you like a real human again. Come on.
Like, when I said I want to make you my house servant, I meant like you had to be in the fields first, thus dark and like, you know, rough, and then I kind of bring you in and soften you up a little bit. Not like
What?
Do I have to throw her in the hot box like in Django Unchained? Like, come on.
Jesus Christ.
yeah. I was you got just that Thomas Jefferson fantasy of mine that you're living. It's not happening if she's pale.
You're only
point.
jealous of me because I'm essentially just living real life Conan Exiles.
What the?
Guys, I have a thrall.
Here, eat this oatmeal. This watery oatmeal bowl. Eat it with your
This
hands.
gruel.
I don't know how your wife doesn't fucking murder you. Pay for it.
I don't either,
know.
dude. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so I played it. It's still awesome. It's definitely different now, though. The PC version has a lot more like stuff in it, and the PS5 version's finally catching up to that. So there's like...
I need to... I don't know if
More.
I have the expansion, like the new expansion.
I got it on PS4, but...
Because there was like Isle of Siptah, but then there's also like Age of Sorcery now, I think.
I think that's just that's a free one. It's just an update, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I don't know.
It
I
made
thought there
it,
was another paid expansion.
it made it kind of feel weird, though. Like, because now there's little daily challenges that you can do, and you'll get like rewards for it. And I'm like, now it's starting to feel like Fortnite.
Oh no, a way to speed up the game progression. How dare we?
That's what I thought. At first, I was like offended. I'm like, really? You're gonna make it easier to play this game? Like, what the fuck's the matter with you? You should force
Just tell
us
me
to,
I beat it already.
You should force us to do 0.1 speed on everything. You should reduce it by 90%.
Dude, if you have it to where we lose all our stuff when we die, I will play on a different server to beat the game. By the way,
That shit is brutal.
Come on.
Especially when you get
I can't
gang
fucking
raped by
handle
a
that.
when you get gang raped by an entire fucking what's the plural for hyenas? Like a fucking
It's already bad enough when you've put the mining and shit to default. That takes for fucking ever. I want to just look at a tree and suddenly have 200 wood. That's what
Schweiss,
I want.
I know we want to do the Wheel
It's
of
not
Pain. I know
right.
we want to have the authentic Conan experience, but it was extremely nice hitting a rock exactly one time and getting about 7,000 stone out of it. So
Come on. I'll budge on the not losing stuff when you die because I don't really die anyway. So
Good.
I don't need that.
Yeah, bull fucking shit, Schweiss. I know. We've already had this conversation where you're like, I'm going to do it where I never die. And then
Oh
I
yeah,
immediately die.
my name's Caleb Schweiss, and this is how I talk. And I never die in Conan Exiles, especially when I'm holding a big purple gem that we need to finish the game, and I try to cross a river of lava, and then they forced to wait for the fucking world's slowest fucking rock to come down the fucking lava flow so he can go out and get my shit, which includes the thing we need to finish the fucking game that we just ate a bunch of ice to get down here to get in the first fucking place.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Uh-huh. That'd be weird if that happened.
I cleared that lava. The game just lied to me. I jumped that shit and it still fucking killed me.
Yeah.
Hey man, I did something even worse later. I took a horse in there like a fucking retard and I killed it and I lost everything that I had. And then that's another one of those games you can just stuff the horse full of stuff. And he fucking died and floated down the river of lava.
Because there's like a volcano area that has a mandatory boss that drops an item you need to finish the game, and fucking you constantly get heat damage down there unless you either have like the right armor set or you just get a bunch of ice and then just eat that shit before you go in.
Yeah.
Which it helps because like the volcano is in like an icy area, so it's not super hard to farm. But you have to like constantly be shoving ice in your fucking mouth, otherwise you will die of heat stroke down there before you even get to the boss.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I really can't.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah,
no, like we joke, but like us beating Conan
It's a great game.
us beating Conan Exiles was like some of my most like cherished multiplayer memories in recent years, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
For a fucking like a nothing game that we got for free on PlayStation Plus, it ended up being like really awesome.
Yeah, and that ending, man, killer. Loved it.
Yeah, I love that ending. That black screen. Just perfect.
And then that theme hits up again, and then it's like character creation time. And you're like, yes. Start it again. Why would you ever want to leave?
Yeah, let's go.
That's the allegory of the exiled lands, man. Like,
Conan doesn't even want to leave. He's just hanging out in the fucking one town in the entire game.
Yeah, you spend your whole time trying to get out, and then when you leave, the very first thing you do is come right back. It seemed like servitude and being captured and being held against your will, but once you saw the truth.
I need to see if they put the Conan Exiles soundtrack on vinyl so I can blast that fucking theme song while I'm having sex.
They didn't put that fucking thing on vinyl. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're putting a lot more shit on vinyl these days, dude. Like God of War Ragnarok just got like a huge vinyl, like 5 LP set or something.
I can imagine them putting the original Conan the Barbarian movie soundtrack, which is what it is ripping off.
Yeah.
On vinyl. And also,
but the Conan Barbarian
here's the deal.
soundtrack doesn't hit the same as the Exiled Lands.
Bull fucking shit, dude. No, that's one of the greatest movie soundtracks of all time. And then after you listen to it, and then you go into the Conan Exile soundtrack, you're like, wow, this is definitely the Dr. Shasta
Yeah.
of this music.
I guess it tastes like Coke.
Okay, but the memories attached to that theme are way better than the memories I have attached to the Conan the Barbarian theme.
I don't know, man. When I watched that, I was like fucking in, man. I was so in.
I mean, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong.
Conan the Barbarian
Conan
has
Exiles
a perfect
is my
first 30 minutes. A perfect first 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like masterpiece level of awesome. Man.
Yeah.
And then it's still pretty good. But.
And then it's fine. But the first 30 minutes of Conan the Barbarian, and like when he's a kid, and then they come in and they kill everybody, and then he's growing up, all the way to the witch scene. It's a perfect movie. Perfect movie.
Oh man,
as soon as he punches a camel, the rest of the movie is like fine. But before he punches
Conan
that
Exiles. I searched Conan Exiles vinyl, and I found a website called Dark Side Records, and they have a listing for Conan Exiles, but it's literally just the PS4 game.
Oh, lame. What a cock tease.
Amazon has the Conan Exiles soundtrack on their like music store, but I think it's MP3 only.
When you play a PS4 game on vinyl, does it have like a slightly warmer graphical quality to it? Or?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, there's like a bit of character to it that you don't get with digital.
Now on 85 vinyl discs You
Plus,
can
it's
play
really cool 'cause
3
you can see-
seconds.
It's really cool. It's really cool too because you could set your turntable to play it at a 45 speed, and you can play the game like twice as fast. It's crazy.
I'm sure there's a way to just like code a bunch of zeros and ones into the grooves there and make like another computer like read to zeros and ones and then be
really
able
quick.
to like
Really quick,
probably make a game on Vital.
It's kind of what CD-ROMs are anyway. But like, there was for like a very short time in like the 70s or the 80s, there was like a video vinyl format that I think RCA put out. I saw a video on it this past week where it's like it's in like a cardboard or like it's in like a plastic like sleeve, and then like when you put it in the player, it has like a vinyl disc with like way thinner grooves than like what you normally see on a vinyl record because it has to hold all that video information. But it works the same way. Like it's reading it through. Like,
I mean, there's like the Betamax, but
well, the format I'm talking about never like actually caught on because by the time they came out, Betamax and VHS were like the standard. So
yeah, I'm excited for. Speaking of that podcast that Joe doesn't want to play video games for, the James Bond one. There's some weird old games that it's on like. There's one that's on the fucking Commodore. But then there's other ones that are on something else, and it's almost like it looks to me like a VHS player. So I wonder, I don't know how they play at all. Like it's kind of crazy looking to me.
Yeah.
But
Schweiss, how many systems do I need to have?
Oh man.
Well, this is a British franchise, so you're probably going to need a Commodore. You're probably going to need a ZX Spectrum.
The Commodore, almost all of them. The Commodore has all but like the first one. I think the first one will have to get the. I can't remember what it's called. It's something random. And then there's a NES, there's a Super NES, and then most of them are PS2. There's the one on Genesis that I bought. It's got Dalton, and then everything else is PS2, PS1.
You guys
PS3.
are on a last name basis.
Yeah. I haven't even seen his movies, and we're on a last name basis.
I can't believe
you
you
in one of them.
I can't believe how low you ranked The Spy Who Loved Me.
What are you talking about?
Live and Let Die.
It's right below Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die is
God.
Hilarious.
Dude, Live and Let Die is probably the worst
What?
James Bond debut.
No, debut. I mean, well, no, I liked it more than Dr. No. Come on, Dr. No is kind of lame.
I like Dr. No.
All right, I can live with that.
I mean, Dr. No is good. Okay, look, there's no bad movies except Spectre.
Dude,
and
Man with the Golden Gun is dog shit.
Okay.
I also can't believe how high you ranked that. I was like, Man with the Golden Gun is awful.
I love.
All right, we're gonna have fun on our James Bond podcast.
That
'cause I
fucking
think you're
like
crazy.
that duel at the end was sweet. That was such a like GoldenEye memory kind of thing. It felt like a fucking video game map. And then how he killed him, that was so cool. At first I was like, okay, that poster's
Did it
moving.
make up for the rest of the 2-hour fucking bore fest that is Man with the Golden Gun?
Now, admittedly, they did disappoint me because the last one with gold in it was amazing. Goldfinger is awesome, but yeah.
Also, how disgusting sexist pig are we gonna go when it comes to like? I thought fucking Diana Rigg was the hottest. No, I thought blah 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 from blah blah.
I think
blah,
I can answer
blah.
that as a fan. You have, I think, 2 episodes of UFF where you're just
Eva
putting
Green.
the girls and the men through a fucking bracket.
Yeah.
to figure out who's the hottest. So
Diana
at this
Rigg
point,
is
you got
hot.
nothing to gain.
Diana Rigg is
Pussy Galore is
god tier
pretty
level.
fucking hot too, and so is the chick in the one I just watched, The Spy Who Loved Me. The random chick who's like trying to shoot him in the plane. Dude, she was like amazing looking.
Also, we have to like. There are some Bond girls that are Bond girls where they're on the good side and they just sleep with James Bond, and then there are Bond girls that like turn out to be bad guys. And I feel like those need separate rankings.
Yeah, they do, because Pussy Galore is not really a Bond girl. Like, not really. To be a Bond girl, you have to be killed, basically. You have to be removed.
And it's like he never sleeps with Rob's wife in Quantum of Solace, but she's there and she's hot. So does she count as a Bond girl if James Bond doesn't sleep with her?
No. Wait, is that Rob's wife? She's in that movie?
Rob from Game of Thrones, yeah.
Oh, I just noticed
She's in it.
the one chick that he did sleep with.
Oh.
Who's amazing looking. I think she's probably the hottest Bond girl. If I'm to be honest.
It's interesting seeing your tastes. Your tastes and my tastes are slightly divided.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you mentioned who was really hot, and I had to look her up. I was like, I don't remember who he's talking
I
about.
like
the
Famke
movie.
Jensen.
In the movie, she was like, holy shit. I don't know about like how she looks outside of the movie, but in the movie, yeah.
I mean, the girl in is it Diamonds Are Forever? Like the really like, or is like she's Plenty O'Toole, and he goes, "Name for your father." That woman is so fucking hot. It like makes you want to like. I don't know where do they make women like that? Where do you get one of those? Plenty O'Toole, look her up.
She is pretty hot.
Yeah, she is stacked,
dude.
And
yeah, I love that.
She's only in the movie for like 5 minutes.
I know.
So
oh man, yeah, she's pretty hot.
That movie was definitely the beginning of the cheese. But I laughed and enjoyed the last 10 minutes that was way too long of him just like fucking smashing the dude into the fucking ship for like ever. Like, he spends like 5 minutes just smacking this guy around on a crane. And then he's like, all right, time to go. And then leaves. I was like, this is taking way too long, but I'm totally here for it. This is great.
Oh, dude. Fuck. The Roger Moore, the late Roger Moore ones are. Oh, oh my God, Famke Jensen or Johnson or whatever.
She tries to kill you in a bathhouse. It's pretty cool.
Man, that woman is fine.
Yes,
fine.
Very yes.
She's fine. No. But is she a Bond girl is the question there. She is a girl and she's hot. She's in Bond, but she's actually a bad guy. She's a henchman.
Well, you know, that's that other list.
Yeah, that's like half of them though. Like,
yeah, a lot of them do turn out to like betray or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck? Those are my kids.
Good night!
Is that your neighbor?
Yeah. The little girl goes, "Good night, Joe," every time they go upstairs.
Oh, that's funny.
And so I have to yell.
And you're in there, cunt, fuck.
Bitch,
good night.
I'll probably soften it down for the next, little bit.
Yeah.
Soften the cunt.
Yeah, soften it up.
Better soften that cunt up.
Please do not talk about softening the cunt when you're talking about a little girl.
Take it, meat tenderizer, soften that cunt. Good night.
Anyway, what games did you guys beat?
I feel a little sick to my stomach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I beat God of War.
Yeah. Where's the thing? I don't even know where it is.
I did kind of surprise him with that. So.
All right. God of War for Joe.
That's right.
I also beat God of War 1.
I beat that back in January. Get on my fucking level.
Yeah. What you beat anything else, Afer?
I beat Resident Evil 4, the original one.
Nice. And then Zach. Oh, that's right. So the nude.
He wouldn't have beaten anything anyway. He would have been like, I was playing Fire Emblem and Pokemon and
yeah, that's true.
Luigi's Mansion with my girlfriend. I don't know why Zach sounds like that.
Dude, I don't even think my girlfriend's touched a video game.
Keep it that way.
I don't. I had to tell her, I was like, yeah, that's the room where I play all the video games in. She had never been to my office.
She's like, what's a video game?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So for the host, 10 for A4. Zach and Joe are tied at 5, and I am in last place with 4 games beaten this year.
Damn.
Sad showing. I'm not even using Hog Game anymore, by the way.
Jesus, really?
Yeah. Now that it's dying, I'm just like,
We'll have a final countdown.
I mean, I probably should. I've been lifting a lot of weights lately. I can get some points from that.
I've still been hogging shit.
Every
time I finish a game, I put it on my How Long to Beat, put it on my backloggery, put it on Hogib. Anytime I watch a movie, put it on Letterboxd, put it on Hogib.
Yeah. I don't know.
Am I the only person that doesn't really care for the Wachowski brothers Speed Racer movie?
Yes.
I don't remember it.
I fucking love that movie, like, deeply.
Like, I like what they were going for, but some of the execution was just weird to me.
What do you mean by weird?
I'm trying to remember, because I watched it like a week or two ago, and it's just like, I know what they're going for here, but like, what the fuck did I even say in my review?
I don't know.
Because like the whole movie's just a fucking CG.
I saw you
nightmare.
gave it a 2.5 stars, and I went, I gotta read this review of Speed Racer, a great movie that I love deeply. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Because everything is so CGI that it like took me out of it. I said anytime you're in like a non-racing location, like anywhere that's not a racetrack, it's like a CGI Hieronymus Bosch painting. There's like way too much shit going on all the time.
So you were mad that they translated the animated TV show into an animated movie?
No, like it shouldn't have been live action. It should have just been an animated movie.
I think it's like basically a cartoon, but way better than an actual episode of Speed Racer. Way better.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know. I just wasn't into it.
Okay, you weren't into it.
I mean, I was into it, but I didn't like it all that much.
Yeah, but do you like?
I was entertained, but I was like, man, this is bonkers.
But do you like?
That's what I love about it, is that it just fucking goes balls to the wall, and it's really funny, and it's like crazy.
I will say, I laughed.
And it's super visually like nutso, and I loved it so much.
I laughed so hard.
I've seen it like 6 times. This isn't like a one and done.
When John Goodman says ninja, more like nanja.
More like a
so hard.
nanja. I love that too.
I had a distinct the only memory of that movie I had, besides the last 5 fucking seconds of the last race, where it just goes ape shit, is
or what he calls every time I look at pancakes, dude, I call them pankookins because of that fucking movie.
The only other memory I had of that fucking movie was I distinctly remember John Goodman like butt slamming one of the ninjas on the ground, and I guess that just doesn't happen. I don't know why I thought that.
Also, I got a real crush on Christina Ricci from that movie.
She's pretty cute in that movie. I like the way she looks. She's a good Trixie, or whatever that chick's name is.
Yeah, her name's Trixie.
Yeah.
I know that movie quite well. I love that movie. Yeah. And I think you're crazy, but whatever.
I like a lot of their other movies.
No, you're not.
Vendetta.
You are not the only person to have disliked Speed Racer. It was very much.
No, but it seems to have gotten like such a fucking crazy resurgence in these past few years.
Because it deserves it, man. It deserves it.
Right. But then I have people telling me like, "Oh, that's the greatest anime adaptation of all time," and I'm like, "But Battle Angel Elite is right over here." Like, what are you talking about?
Those are 2 very different kinds of movies.
They are very different kinds of movies.
One's a comedy, and one is a tragedy. Actually, yeah. So I would call those like, they are both CGI to the teeth. They're both made by very zany directors.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I feel like Battle Angel Alita had more like actual physical sets that they were walking around in, whereas like the entirety of Speed Racer might as well have just been a green screen.
Yeah, but I think for a movie that does that, they did it the best. Like if you're like, think about like Revenge of the Sith or something, where you could just see the actors just kind of standing there, or a modern movie, Ant-Man. where the actors are just standing against green screen and can't do anything. They can't move. They can't move.
Are you talking about the new one?
Yes, I'm talking about the new
I didn't see
one.
Quantumania.
Yeah, it's dog shit.
I heard, yeah.
But what they did with Speed Racer was they had that kind of like the editing and the way they splice things together, like all that.
I like a lot of the shots and all
really-
the transitions and
Yeah,
stuff.
all those transitions and stuff. Those super imaginative and visual and like, yeah, they got people against
Like
flat things looking like they're in an animated world, basically.
Yes, let me put it this way. As a movie I really wanted to like, and the more I was watching it, I was like, man, I really appreciate what they're doing here, but like something about it is just not clicking with me that I can't put my fucking finger on it.
See, I actually like the family and I like the whole, like, the story. Like, I was into the story.
I like the family and I like the story. It's just that like it felt almost too silly.
And
which
it's
I know
based on Speed Racer.
I know. I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on why I don't like that movie.
I like that they didn't treat the source material seriously. I really like that. I really like the direction that they decided to go with.
Maybe that's what I don't like about it, because it just kind of felt like a parody at times.
Yeah, it kind of is. But it's like a
I don't know.
geniusly put together one. I don't know. I love that movie. I legitimately think it's a masterpiece. As far as popcorn movies go, I think
it's a good ass popcorn movie.
fantastic.
Don't get me wrong. I was thoroughly entertained watching it.
Speaking of, though, I don't think Man with the Golden Gun is as bad as Quantum of Solace or Spectre.
I think you're nuts.
I mean, maybe it's because I watched those after watching. They're both right after the two amazing Daniel Craig movies, so maybe that's
they're
like
the step downs.
sours it amazingly.
You're going from Casino to Quantum, yeah.
And then Skyfall to Spectre.
You got to do the thing where you watch Casino and Quantum like the same night, because it's literally like the first scene of Quantum is like 5 minutes after Casino Royale ends, and it blends together pretty well.
Yeah, I think
I've actually never seen Quantum of Solace or Skyfall.
Oh, Skyfall is amazing.
Skyfall is a must-watch.
Yeah,
even now you don't even have to be a Bond fan.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
but I think Man with the Golden Gun is probably like the level of like, well, I don't think it's terrible, but it's not good. So like, it's in that category for me. It's in like the
I think it's in the terrible category. That's in my bottom. That's in my bottom 3, dude.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I've heard some bad things about some of what's coming up.
You got Die Another Day is the worst by like a lot. And then a lot of people love License to Kill, and a lot of people hate License to Kill. I fucking hate License to Kill.
Is that one of the Dalton ones?
I think it's Man with the Golden Gun is probably number 3 worst Bond movie, in my opinion. That's one of the Dalton ones. So Living Daylights, which I think is fucking awesome, is his first one. And then his second one is License to Kill.
Didn't they have...
Great title.
Yeah.
God-awful movie.
Didn't they have like licensing problems too around that time, and that's why he only did 2?
So there's... No, that's not... I don't think that's why he only did 2.
Because they wanted him to do more, I think, but they had something happen.
He didn't want to do more or something, too.
Well, I know that one guy who did 1, the one dude, he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he was done. He was like, meh.
Yeah.
Never Say Never Again is the Sean Connery returning under the guise of a different company. Now, when we go through the Bond movies, are we going to watch all the Bond movies? Because there's like 4 that aren't the Ion Bond movies.
Yes. They all count.
You're going to watch the Peter Sellers Casino Royale, the comedy?
There's 2. There's a TV show, live theatrical Casino Royale. Then there's the Peter Sellers Casino Royale. So there's like 3 Casino Royales. And then you got the Ion series, and then there's Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have done that again. Like someone wrestled the rights to fucking Thunderball a 3rd time and just made like saggy old man tit Sean Connery do it again when he's like 86 years old. Like just banging 19-year-olds again.
dying on a bed in the name of a king.
Yeah, never say never again. It's fucking
Oh fuck!
same movie
that was
time.
I'm fucking stupid. That was Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, it's
Come
Burt
on, mix
Reynolds.
those actors up.
Sean Connery would have definitely done a much better job. He would have had a perfect accent for that movie.
The problem is we have to, if we make a James Bond podcast, we have to be different than James Bonding.
That's what I'm saying. If we add the books and the games, we would be different.
Yeah. But I mean, like, even subject matter. Like, unfortunately, I love that podcast and have listened to it twice, so a lot of, like, my James Bond talking points are taken from that podcast. And so, like, in my mind, yeah, we might have to take a totally different approach.
Yeah, I'm coming together with an idea of, like, do we do all of them in order, or do we do, like, all right, now it's GoldenEye. So we got GoldenEye, the book. If there even is a book. I don't know if there is. I know that's what he called.
GoldenEye is his place that he lived at.
Yeah, he's like Trump. He has, like, a cool name for where he lives. And it's not just his house, you know?
It's his compound. It's GoldenEye.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome. But,
Welcome to my compound. It's called Whore Island.
We should just go to the Bahamas and record the episode there.
And in GoldenEye, yeah.
Yeah.
Live from GoldenEye. Presenting GoldenEye. Yeah,
We'll be
so
able to
it was like
record
maybe
this
there-
every
maybe-
3 years.
yeah.
One episode every 3 years.
Maybe there was like a film. Maybe there was a film novelization of GoldenEye. Kind of like how Austin Powers had a film novelization.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, do we review the spoof movies? Do we review Austin Powers? Do we review
Three of the greatest comedies ever made.
what the fuck is that other movie? Shit.
The
Johnny
Rock.
What
English.
guy?
The Rock.
Fuck. Johnny English is one.
Yeah. The Rock,
The
I think,
Rock.
is like a spiritual sequel to.
A lot of people have. There's a bunch of fan theories about that. About that actually he's James Bond.
How fucking
Interesting.
awesome would that be? That's sweet. I think it's awesome.
We'll see if Michael Bay confirms.
Yeah, we'll get him on the show.
Yeah.
Have you heard any excerpts from the Austin Powers film novelization? By the way,
No.
No, I didn't even know it existed.
I've gone the wrong shagging way. Austin thought to himself groovily. Austin stopped the cart and attempted to turn around. However, Dr. Evil's dastardly corridor walls were too close together to make a U-turn. Austin had to think fast. He turned a little one way, then reversed a little, then turned, then reversed, on and on for minutes until the cart he was driving was perfectly wedged perpendicularly between the unsexy walls. Yeah, baby, said nobody, since this was not good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Someone had fun writing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it would be. I mean, you can't do the spoofs. This is a endearing endeavor.
Okay.
So you're not going to play James Pond?
Now, do I have to research this like I've done with some of the Godzilla stuff, where I've actually bought a book on these things and like
I can be the research guy.
I've gone past the Wikipedia and like gotten biographies and shit.
I've thought about being the research guy.
We should all be the research guys so we can all fucking talk.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun though, and even the cheesy shit I'm liking. So like it's fun. I mean, maybe not so much the last one, but the one before the last one anyway. But yeah, it's
All right.
It's cool.
Well, this is our first episode of our James Bond podcast.
Yeah, I was
I
about
hope
to
you guys
say.
appreciated the talk.
Yeah, just
Well,
a
this is
taste.
like how Nude Clan had a pilot before. Like, wasn't that on UFF?
Yeah.
On that feed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
We didn't scream at each other enough though.
Yeah, they were talking about all the James Bond movies, but for like the first hour, they were talking about God of War and what the Xbox is called.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Had nothing to do with James Bond.
All right. Schweiss, you had something about a restaurant or something you wanted to talk about before we get
No,
off
I
here.
just I don't know, man. I everything now is just terrible. Like the motivation has been sucked out of the soul of our country. Like there's something wrong. Nowhere has good food. Like everywhere service sucks, except for Chick-fil-A. But the people are fat that serve me now, so I'm like disappointed in it in that way.
So why even go?
Yeah, why go if I have to look at myself as I'm getting the food? It's disgusting. I don't know, man. It just seems like everything is it's just bad. Like the service sucks. The freaking Like the chick comes over, she's got like a freaking weird nose ring. It's through the is it the septum? Is that the little thing in the middle?
Septum piercing.
Yeah, like one of those. She's got her sleeves rolled up. She's got like visible cut marks on her arm. I'm like, man, what the fuck, man? Like, what is this? Like, what has happened? What has gone on? And it takes forever. There's like two
She had a
people in
tattoo
there.
of sexy Garfield on her arm.
Yeah, there's like two other people in there, and it still takes forever. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what, you got your quota? Like 2 people a night? Is that enough to pay you people? Is that why you don't care? It's like everything just sucks now.
Big
Like
business. It sucks.
everything's garbage, yeah. And like
I agree with Schweiss though. Like
don't
ever
understand.
since the pandemic, like and everything kind of trying to move towards killing brick and mortar, service has kind of been terrible all over the place.
Yeah, and like Arby's has been disgusting for how many years now? And I used to love Arby's. The roast beef too. What else would you get there? Now like the roast beef tastes like, I don't know, month old like dead woman pussy. Like it's stretchy and it like snaps. It's disgusting.
about it.
It's a horrifying. I'm like, what? How could you have liked
Thank
this?
you for specifying dead woman pussy compared to
Yeah, dead man pussy. Yeah, it definitely doesn't taste
Yeah.
like that.
Or just a dead cat.
Yeah,
or
there you
the
go. But like it's just gross, man. There's so much stuff that's just gross. It's not the same. They're fucking shrinking my granola bars, but not shrinking the wrapper, so I can't even have the illusion of the fact that they pretend like they're not shrinking it. But it's
chips now take up.
it's still 190 calories. It's like, you sure? You took out a third of the bar. Maybe you should update the caloric info too. You fucking douchebags.
Chips now only take up 33% of the bag when you open it, as opposed to 50 from before.
Exactly. Like it's like, can't we just accept that it's new and that we're shrinking everything? Like Maverick, they got their meat sticks, right? They used to be long, glorious meat sticks. Now they're fucking like they're like a little bigger than the small Slim Jims.
I need to get an ISO of Schweiss saying "long, glorious meat sticks"
Yeah.
out of context,
And now they're
especially when we review God of War next week.
yeah, they're fucking tiny now, and they're still the same price. They're like $1.50. I'm like, dude, I could shove that whole thing down my throat and it wouldn't even activate my gag reflex. Like, this is not acceptable.
Another ISO for the board.
But at least they shrunk the packaging along with it instead of having like 8 inches of packaging that just fucking limply falls over the top of the meat stick. Like it's everything is just not good, man. I don't know what it is, but it's like all things are just annoying now, and they suck.
I know. Like I got a burrito at Moe's earlier today, and the kid was like trying to wrap my burrito, but he like overstuffed it with way too much like pico and sour cream and all this shit that I had him put on there. So the tortilla breaks, and he has like this dejected look. Then he has to go heat up another tortilla, and I'm like watching as the first one like almost falls off the counter, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, or like Alex goes to Firehouse Subs, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we close at 9." She's like, "Yeah, well, it's 8:50. Oh, we turned off all the heaters. Like, you guys serve hot subs. Why would you turn off the heaters? What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Oh, that would kind of make sense, though.
No, fuck that, man. She's like, when we worked at KFC, you kept that shit going the whole time. If some motherfucker came up with 3 minutes left and wanted like crispy tenders, you heat that shit up and you get them their fucking tenders. Like, that's service. This little bitch trying to leave his job at 9 p.m. Like, what a pussy. Oh, yeah, what? You got to go home and go to bed? Fuck you. You're going to go home and play video games, you fucking loser. You can do it 20 minutes later and keep some of that shit heated up so I can have a hot sandwich like I'm supposed to instead of a pretty good cold sandwich with not melted cheese, which is the only part that kind of sucked. Everything else was still really good. But it's like nobody cares anymore. There's no standard, no service. It's like...
Schweiss, no one cared 10 years ago. I worked there.
Look, you didn't care, and you were also a fucking...
No one cared.
You were a bitch. I gave you a $5 tip one time, and you're like, "Oh, only $5?" I'm like, "Joe, the pizza was $6. What do you want?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Oh, come on, at least 10." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not going to give you $10 tip for a fucking $6 pizza."
Dude, you're remembering something I have no memory of whatsoever.
And then you slept on the couch for like 40 minutes. Insult my tip, and you take a nap.
That's the other part of my tip.
Yeah. Fine, I'll take it out of my hourly wage in this nap. Like, what the fuck?
No one ever cared.
But like I think the problem is, like, ever since Gen X, like, the generations have been getting lazier and lazier. I'm saying Gen X because boomers are lazy and spoiled, entitled fuckwads, but Gen X was, like, the last bump up from the previous generation. And then, like, millennials, we're fucking lazy, I'll admit
Is
it.
that how you see it?
Yeah.
Wow. I
Why?
think that's a perception problem.
How?
I don't know.
I mean, America.
You want me to do research on this?
We don't even win the Olympics anymore. Like, we don't even win. What the fuck happened? What happened? We used to dominate.
We don't
the
even win
Olympics.
when we don't even win when we have like strong athletes with a lot of testosterone and possibly we're born with a penis competing in women's
can't
sports
even
anymore.
beat foreign women. How sad is that? God damn! What's the point? What's the point of even being here? We lose to China? Come on, those people are like 3 feet tall. How can we possibly lose Olympic sports? Winter
We got
sports.
way more people than we do.
Yeah, but they're still all 3-footers, man, except for Yao Ming.
That's not even true.
The only reason why their average height
is
is like
true.
5'4" is because he's like 9 feet tall. He brings it up. Look, it's crazy though. Like, we used to always win, man, and now like we just don't care. It's like, meh. Like all that we got fucking American basketball players playing on like foreign teams. and shit.
Schweiss, you do know what we do win, right?
Every
Silicon
war,
Valley.
yeah.
Silicon Valley is what we win.
I mean, we definitely won the war of
we
fucking.
have dominated everything except for TikTok. We owned. Just think about that.
And we cured COVID.
And we've
sort of.
brainwashed our own people into being super fucking lazy, entitled pricks through our own industries and being able to do that. And we're doing it for the rest of the countries out there in the world, too.
Yeah, I mean, look at where McDonald's is. It's everywhere. That's American. That's American
America.
imperialism.
Yeah.
I saw a
My
tweet
favorite-
today that
my
was
favorite-
like
Oh, my God.
no, I saw a tweet today that was saying like McDonald's is like closing a bunch of their stores and there might be like company layoffs, and someone was like, if there's one metric that like shows you the health of America and maybe even the entire world, it's fucking McDonald's, and if they're in trouble, you should be really worried right now.
I remember going to Peru and going into the Plaza de Armas in Cusco. There's a big, huge place, lots of tourists, right? Because there's a bunch of like old ass architecture, big, beautiful cathedral. And on one side there was a Starbucks, and on the other side there was a fucking KFC. and I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, finally brought some culture to that lawless
I
land.
wanted to kill myself because my God,
Yeah.
have we ruined the world through that exporting. And also China, by the way, because one of my favorite things was getting a shot glass, a Peru shot glass. And then when I got home and I looked at the bottom of the shot glass, there was a sticker that said "Made in China." And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, awesome.
What's
What
the
did
point?
you expect? Like that Peru makes their own fucking shot glasses?
Maybe.
I mean, it would be nice.
Yeah. That's where, like, I'm against the whole, like, we're all one big world community, like, the whole fucking globalist idea, is because I kind of like having differences, because then when you go somewhere different, it's not the same. Like, I thought that was
you
the
don't
whole
have
idea.
a fucking KFC parked next to an old-ass cathedral?
Yeah, or, like, one in that fucking, I don't know if it's a real Papa John's in that awesome movie, Uncharted, but, like, there's a Papa
Uncharted.
John's in the fucking, like, built in. It's like, yeah, that's where it is. And, like, the fact that that's not an unrealistic thing to see is sad. Like, you should have your own shit. Have your own stuff.
I kind of hate driving around the United States because of these fucking giant-ass chain stores, which is also a reason why you have bad service, by the way. Driving around, seeing these giant-ass chain stores just, like, clogging up. They killed every single local mom-and-pop store that was in there in, like, the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
And they replaced it there. There's a bunch of billboards. And every fucking town looks like the same commercial shittiness in every single place in the United States, except for, like, I think Jackson Hole's the one where they have really strict rules about signage. And, like, you go into Jackson Hole, Wyoming, you're like, oh, this town looks kind of cool. Because it doesn't look like everywhere else.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like dog shit. So, anyway.
It's
all those
annoying.
like commercialized signs, I know, man. I know, it's such
But
a
Joe, if I don't see
anti-corporate leftist idea, Schweiss.
But Joe, if I Joe,
It's
if
the
I go,
globalists, Joe.
no, the leftists are the corporate ones. What are you talking
It's the
about?
globalists. They're trying to turn everything gay.
That's why the leftists are all about globalism, because it's tied to corporations, because they don't want to go to India to do their fucking charity work and get raped and not see McDonald's.
What?
Sorry, the structure of that sentence was.
Yeah, no, I
left-
could not follow that. To
I
save
don't
my
want to
goddamn
go.
life.
I don't want to go to India, get raped, and then find a McDonald's either.
No. Okay,
I just need a McDonald's
right
I
now.
mixed up the order of that. What I was trying to say was the leftists are the globalists are the corporate ones. It's tied to
Leftist
corporations.
globalists.
Yes, well, the leftists are the globalists, but it's tied to corporations because that's why the leftists are so into that global homogenization. Because then when they go to another country like India to do charity work, they get scared when they don't see a McDonald's, but then they end up getting raped over in India anyway. So it doesn't matter. I was trying to work in a rape joke there that did not work.
Wait, so the anti-monopoly, anti-corporate America is also the pro-corporate globalist group?
They're not anti-monopoly
it can
or anti-corporate.
I'm telling you,
but they tend to stand for corporations more than anyone.
Okay, all right.
He's right, Joe.
No, he's not, but okay. It's not on certain things. I mean, there's definitely hypocrisy everywhere. And
Yeah.
Silicon Valley, they're the biggest companies in the world right now, and those all lean left pretty hard.
They're the globalists.
But at the same time, it's like anti-monopoly laws are considered leftist laws, and anything where the business could potentially become more powerful than the government is generally an idea that's on the left, or at least classically on the left.
Yeah. Now the government's not supposed to be
but
that
not
big
anymore.
either.
Things have kind of flipped in recent years.
Yeah, that's why man, when you start going off about well, technically the president doesn't have that much power, and it's like, well, you're reading fucking President Seven's book. Yes, they're not supposed to, but they do now. They have more than they should now by a lot. So it does matter more.
They still don't have that much power. They can be checked out of it.
The student loan thing, that was a big whoopsie. He's like, yeah, we're doing it. And then, sorry, can't. But so that they do get checked and nailed sometimes. So they do have more power than they're supposed to by a large margin. So it's not that it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It matters more than it used to, but it still doesn't matter that much.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's the globalists.
No, I mean, literally working because I work for a small business now, and it's fantastic. I see my boss sees me, we all see the work that everybody does. Once you have a company that gets bigger than, I would say, about 50 people, you're dealing with, now they only see numbers. So, this department's not doing this. We gotta shrink the numbers here or build up the numbers here in order to get these numbers so that we can continue to make profits. And they're not seeing people at that point anymore. And there's a certain point where you're such a small piece to the puzzle that your work doesn't actually matter and you don't see it matter. And all you are is a number to them. And that's when a company gets too big. And those big fucking chain stores, yeah, they put out that, okay, we're going to put out minimum wage jobs. So unless it's a recession and everybody's getting fucked, kind of like when we graduated from high school and you're praying to get a minimum wage job. Unless you're in that situation, nobody's going to want to get the minimum wage job except for the people who have no work experience or have something else wrong with them and don't want to be there, likely. And then they're in that piece of shit job, and that job doesn't care about them and doesn't want to work on. They just know that they're a person that they're going to pay the least amount they can, and they know they're going to go through people like crazy, and they don't actually give a shit that much. They only give a shit when, the big boss from this, our state or whatever that manages all the stores will come down. Okay, everybody, we're going to actually have enough people working here that day and get into tip-top shape, make sure it's nice and clean. Those are the only days that they actually give a fuck, is when they notice that someone's there watching them. It's really bad. Those fucking any major chain has that problem. They all do. It's awful.
Yeah, even my work has that problem too. Not as bad because it's a service based thing. Like that's basically what we sell. It's like our speed and all that, getting things to places. But there's a lot of that too, though. A lot of people that just don't care. And it's partly our own fault for how we monitor things, because, like, I don't know. It's one of those things. It is too big, and it's not. You don't really see the whole experience, whereas you guys do, and that makes a big difference. Because then it's like we're all a big group, you know. But
I do agree, though, that like, yeah, of course, you have the whole problem with like as the businesses get bigger, it becomes less personal, and everyone just kind of becomes a number on a spreadsheet. But I do agree with Schweiss that there is like this general level of like malaise and apathy coming from like people working in service industries as of late that feels a lot more prevalent now than it did even like 10 years ago.
I don't feel any different than before. It seems shitty then and shitty now. Maybe I've just been always cynical about
maybe
fast food chains.
I mean,
and having like my sisters both worked in fast food, and they're like, you got to get out of there as soon as possible, you know. Like, and that, I don't know, I had that message to me 20 years ago. It's no,
I mean,
there's no difference
I don't
now.
blame them. I don't blame them because I wouldn't want to work in fast food either. Like,
yeah.
But at the same time, there is this. It's like this is sort of like ever-present, encroaching feeling of like dread.
Are you sure that it's not just your feeling of dread that you're projecting on what you see? And I'm talking about
I fucking go to the goddamn KFC and it's like they get my order wrong every fucking time, and it's like the worst fucking KFC I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
I mean,
it didn't used to be that way.
There is the sense of dread of like, am I dying? Like right now, am I dying?
I mean, well, okay, maybe dread's the wrong word, but like, again, apathy, just sort of like people sort of like giving up and not really caring anymore about whether or not they're even doing a good job. Like, because you go to a 9 to 5 at a fast food place, like, yeah, you probably hate it, but you're probably going to want to still try to do the best job you can, I would assume. Otherwise, you get fucking fired, right?
I don't know.
You don't get fired. They don't have enough people wanting to get those jobs, so no, you don't get fired.
Yeah.
That would require them to have positions that are competitive.
Yeah. I mean, even at my job, like...
That would require them to make a little less profit for the shareholders.
Yeah. I mean, at my job, you make like $20 an hour right when you start, if you start doing what I did when I started. And I mean, even then, people don't care sometimes. Like, we still let people go because they just don't give a fuck. And it's like, dude, this is entry level. You're talking... I mean, it's not that much more than the other places like it used to be, but... Like, when you get converted to a regular, you get like a $3 more an hour raise. You're going to be making like $23 an hour.
I should add it's not just fast food places. It's just that's like generally one of the places that I frequent that I get to see this like trend that you're talking about.
Yeah,
you're talking about
or like the Walmart
well, like even at my job,
always wrong. Something's always missing.
But like even at my job where. You know, you start out with pretty competitive rates, and they have these kids coming in here now that just, like, don't seem to give a fuck, and it's just like, you can't be playing on your fucking phone walking around like this, dude. You're going to get it ruined for all of us. Like, and they're just like, it's like, I don't know. And I don't think it's strictly a Zoomer problem either.
No, it's not. There's people at my work that are older than me that are, like, annoying about it, too. It's like, well, why do you know, like, oh, well... I did all of this, like, and it's like, oh, you want? Sometimes it feels like I got to give some of these people a fucking award, and it's like, yeah, well, you're just doing your job, like, and then you're mad that I want more stuff done. That's like, technically 95% of all work is done by 5% of people, and I just want you to be one of those 5%ers.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it's weird, it's weird, and then like, in my job we have areas that you like have your bid, which is where you're supposed to work. But then when that's done, we can put you wherever we want, but people will try to drag it out. And it's like, no, you don't get to drag it out, because then if we're fucking late, then you're in trouble. Because I'm late and I'm in trouble. So, like, it's this mentality of like, well, I get my stuff done. It's like, yeah, but your stuff ebbs and flows. That doesn't mean you get to take all fucking day to do it. And, like, I don't know. So I don't know if it's necessarily just a new phenomenon or like a new, younger generation phenomenon. I just think... It's just a shitty way to look at things. Like, why would you not? To me, I go in and I try to work as hard as I can pretty much every day. Like, there's some days where I know I don't work as hard, and it's because there's not as much work to do, so I don't have that feeling. But, like, when I was working...
I try to be aware of it anyway. Like, I try to have that self-awareness to be like, am I doing a good job? Like, even though there's days where I fucking hate it, it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to get this bread any other way, so I might as well make sure the job gets done right.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's a lot more people lately that are just like, they couldn't be bothered to care whether or not the job gets done right at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So, like, again, maybe it's always been like this, but I do agree with you that, like, it does seem like this... I don't know, maybe we're just getting older, getting cantankerous, seeing the world in a much more cynical light. I have no idea.
The first written laws, I believe, was, what is it, Hammurabi? Code of Hammurabi or whatever it was. They complain about the next generation having being lazy and having no morals.
Yeah.
I mean, and that always... but I do want to specify, I don't think...
I feel like it's a perception thing. I feel like it's largely a perception thing. Especially in the service industry realm. I don't think that's a new problem. I think most people are shit, and
I think the
then
problem,
you get a couple good ones every once in a while.
The problem is the shits that were doing it last time are the ones running it now, so it's shit all over. They don't have expectations.
Yeah, shit on top of shit.
Also,
it's like a...
Going to a locally owned restaurant, you will get better service in general, is what I have seen. Period.
Well, yeah.
So just be willing to pay another $1 for your fucking burger. And,
yeah. I mean, Tommy's is king. So we're going to have to give you the tour out here when you come out, like the Crinitol tour. Here's all the things we talk about. Without context.
I see Beto's and I'm like, it's as beautiful as I imagined it.
Yeah. I love the salsa bar, especially with the dead ants everywhere. Amazing.
Yeah, really. I did go to Beto's after one of my really long runs with Drew, and it was like, oh god, it was so beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
It had been so long since I'd been into Beto's.
It's good, man.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And our service they were very nice.
Yeah. It is a chain, though, technically. There's like 20 of them.
That is, yeah. I'm afraid of it getting a little bigger. I'm afraid of that.
Yeah.
I don't want it to. So it's also like you can see the difference in between like some of the privately owned McDonald's are like really nice, and then you can see like the one down the street that the fucking franchise just put up as part of their run of, cancer causing shit.
Yeah, I mean, same thing goes for Walmart. Like, if you've ever been to that Cedar Hills Walmart here, it's like really nice. And it's because Cedar Hills was a town made because they got tired of all the peasants that were living nearby in one of the other towns. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been like Lehigh or something. They're like, fuck you guys. Like, you guys are all poor shits, and we're tired of you running everything. So we're going to make our own little mini Commonwealth or town here or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and no one's getting in unless they're fancy as fuck. So they have a Walmart, but like it's nice, man. It's like real nice. On the outside, it's awesome looking. On the inside, it's awesome looking. It's like that's how you do it. You get a strict ass code, and it's like, nope, you can't just come in here with your dumpy ass fucking McDonald's sign. Like, you got to look good, or just keep it out. Just keep them out, and it's better for local stuff. Because like most of the chains and like the cool little restaurants that I used to go to, a lot of them went away. And it's because of stuff like that. It's because they're a little bit more expensive, take a little bit longer. And why would you do it if you got McDonald's? It's almost as good, but at like a third of the price. And the answer is it's
corporations are ruining the world, are ruining the planet. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Welcome to Final Fantasy VII.
That's right.
Don't you hear the planet crying out in pain? That McDonald's is destroying the live stream. It's taking the live stream and turning into that pink goop that they make the chicken nuggets out of.
The last time I had chicken nuggets, dude, I was on the toilet the next day.
Yeah, I shit like liquid when I had those last time too.
Jesus, they're awful for you.
Yeah.
I know that was some groundbreaking insight, but those are really bad for you. Those fucking nuggets, dude.
Yeah, they're not meant
not even
probably a good thing I
not
always
even
get those
just
fucking,
in the long run. in the short run too. Like it's really bad. Like it
It'll
tastes
give you
good
the short.
for like 5
It'll give you the
minutes.
short runs.
So it's terrible.
I need to. That's probably good that I would always get those 20 McNugget boxes that they had.
Yeah, that'll serve you good when you hit 50 and you're dead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta wrap this shit up, dude.
Yeah, thanks for hanging
Maybe
out.
we can do God of War next week, possibly.
I hope, yeah.
Zach doesn't come down with fucking rheumatoid arthritis or some shit before the show.
Unfortunately, if he has that for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Well,
so at the very
yeah,
least, he'll have an excuse for every episode instead of just next
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
But anyway,
Guys, I can't do the show this week. I have cancer.
yeah, like, come on. That takes months to kill you. Stop being a bitch.
Yeah, this game's only like 60 hours.
Yeah. That's like not even 3 days. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Until next time, live always in the nude.
Walk with your anti-corporate, anti-globalist heart held high.
Fuck mega corporations.
Yeah!